ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Namaste, my dear friends. This is first video on Tripura Rahasya. This holy book was most appreciated and preferred and referred by Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharshi. He was having a great idea and respect for this holy book. He always advised his devotees to read this book. This book is a great treatise on Advaita Vedanta. This book is originally is in Sanskrit and now it is translated in most of the Indian and international languages. Sri Tripura Rahasya is an ancient work in Sanskrit which has been printed all over India. The book is said to have been printed many times and was issued in loose leaves. The esteem in which the work is held for its sanctity may be gauged from an account of it given in the preface to the Mahatmya Khanda. Mahadeva originally taught the highest truth to Vishnu, who in turn taught Brahma in the celestial regions. Later, Vishnu incarnated on earth as Sri Dattatreya, the Lord of the Avadhutas, the naked sages, and taught it to Parsurama with the added injunction that it should be communicated to Harityana, who would later seek the truth from him. Parsurama thus realized the self by the guidance of Sri Datta and dwelt on the Malaya hill in South India. In the meantime, a Brahmin by name Sumanta, living on the banks of the Saraswati, had a son, Alarka by name, who used to hear his mother be called Jai Ai by his father. Being a child, he too addressed his mother Ai. He died in his childhood, and his last words on his deathbed were I only. This sound is, however, sacred to the goddess, having been uttered in all innocence and purity of mind. It confirmed it conferred unexpected merit on the dying child. He was later born as Sumedha, a son to Haritha. Harityana is his patronymic. His spirituality developed as he grew up, and he sought Parsurama to learn the highest good from him, who in turn imparted to him the knowledge which he had gained from Dattatreya. Parsurama told him also that his master had predicted the compilation of the knowledge of the highest truth by Harityana for the benefit of mankind. Harityana was worshipping Sri Meenakshi in the temple at Madurai in South India. Narada appeared to him and said that he had come from Brahmaloka in order to see what Harityana was going to present to the world in the form of an itihasa containing the supreme spiritual truth. Harityana was bewildered and asked how the saint expected it of him. Narada said there was an assembly of saints in Brahmaloka. Markandeya asked Brahma about the sacred truth. Brahma said that it would be brought out by you in the form of a holy book. So I came to ask you about it. Harityana was at a loss and pleaded inability to reproduce the sacred truth learned from Parsurama. Narada then meditated on Brahma, who appeared before them and asked what the matter was. When Narada put the whole matter before him, he turned to Harityana and blessed him, endowing him with the ability to produce the book at the rate of 4 chapters a day. He also referred to Harityana's past and attributed his present inability to remember what he learnt to the casual and indisciplined utterance of sacred syllable in his past incarnation. Brahma further enjoined Narada to be the first to read Harityana's work when it was completed. The work was thus written by Harityana and is also called after his name Harityana Samhita. It is said to consist of 12,000 slokas in 3 sections. The Mahatma Khanda section on the greatness of Sri Devi, Jnana Khanda section on supreme wisdom, and Charya Khanda section on conduct. Of these, the first consists of 6,687 slokas, the second of 2,163 slokas, and the third is not traceable. The section on greatness contains the prelude to the work and later treats mostly the manifestations of the Supreme Being as Durga, Kali, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Lalita, Kumari, etc., and their exploits found in Brahmananda Purana, Markandeya Purana, and Lakshmi Tantra. Its contents mostly cover the ground of Durga Sapsati and of Lalita Upkhyana. Sri Vidya, worship of the Supreme Being as Goddess, has a very holy tradition traced to the Vedas. There are two principal divisions known as Kadi Vidya and Hadi Vidya. The former was practiced by Indra, Chandra, Manu, Kubera, etc. It is the simpler of the two and also more common. The other was practiced by Lopamudra and approved of the wise. Tripura Rahasya, otherwise Harityana Samhita, begins with Om Namaha, salutations to Om, and ends with Sri Tripuri Harim. Tripura is only Harim. Ends with Sri Tripura Harim. Tripura is only Harim. Om is well known as the sacred syllable signifying the higher being in the abstract. Harim is the sacred symbol of the same as the goddess. The contents of the book are thus enclosed by these two symbols, the most sacred in the Vedas, and this text is equally sanctified. In Sutra Bhashya, the commentary on Brahma Sutras, Sri Sankara has used the story of Samvarta as found in Tripura Rahasya in his commentary on Apich Samaryate, Apicha Samaryate Sutra with approval. There is a lucid commentary in Sanskrit on Harityana Samhita. It is named Tatparya Deepika and written in 4932 of Kali era, that is 1831 AD, by one Dravida Srinivasa, son of Vyadinatha Dikshita of the village of Mahaprukshakara in South India. Village of Mahapuskara in South India. As for its philosophy, there is no real reason to distinguish it from Vedanta. Scholars, however, call this system the Tantri or the Shakta and point out some apparent differences between this and Advaita Vedanta. This system teaches that the supreme reality is no other than abstract intelligence. Intelligence signifies self luminosity and abstraction denotes its unlimited nature. No other agent can be admitted to exist apart from it in order to reveal it. The apparent variety is only due to vimarsa, the gross aspect of its absolute freedom known as swatantra, which at times unfolds the pure self as the cosmos and as at other times withdraws itself and remains unmanifest. Abstraction and manifestation are inherent in the pure self. These two aspects are given the name Shiva and Shakti respectively. There cannot be manifestation beyond the supreme intelligence. Therefore, cosmos and the self are only the same but different modes of reality. Realization of the truth is thus quite simple, requiring only constant remembrance on these lines. Anushandhanam, that reality is not incompatible with the world and its phenomena, and that the apparent ignorance of this truth is itself the outcome of a reality, so that there is nothing pure reality. Creation and dissolution are cycles of self expression and abstraction due to Swatantra. There are no sankalpa, vikalpas, modifications in the state of dissolution, and the self remains as chit in absolute purity and unchanging. The self is uniform and undivided. The dispositions of the individuals of the previous kalpa creation remain uncognized but potential, awaiting to become manifest in the alternating mode. The tendency in the direction of manifestation is maya, which later displays as avidya, ignorance, when the predispositions are in their full swing. Chit, maya, and avidya are thus the same reality. Cosmos is an expression in the medium of consciousness and thus not unreal as some would have it. Here, the reality of the cosmos is on account of the medium of expression, that is, consciousness, which does not contradict the statement that forms, etc., are unreal. There is thus no fundamental difference between Tantra and Vedanta. Yet the Pandits say that Maya is made subservient to Brahma in Vedanta, that its application is limited to gross manifestation, and that it is therefore gross, which in ultimate analysis resolves itself into void, whereas according to Tantra, Maya is an aspect of reality and should resolve itself into Chit on ultimate analysis. This cannot be a valid objection, for where does the above void rest? It must resolve itself into Chit. There, the favorite example of the world being an image reflected in consciousness as in a mirror is common. So, this book is very useful for the sadhakas who are doing sadhanas on who am I, self inquiry, and you can say the Jnana Marga. The most important treatises for Jnana Marga are Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutras. And Similarly, Tripura Rahasya is an equally important treatise on Advaita Vedanta. In Advaita Vedanta, emphasis is given on knowing the reality, that is, knowing the self and Brahma, and relation between Atma and Brahma. Acharya Adi Shankara has written various holy books on Advaita Vedanta. Maharshi Ramana was the most important sage who explained Advaita Vedanta in very simple but authentic terms. Similarly, Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Paramhansa, they have explained and described Advaita Vedanta in very simple terms. Let us learn all about self-realization and liberation in such holy books like Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Gita, and Tripura Rahasya. So, introduction of Tripura Rahasya is given in this video, and in the video number 2 we will start the actual teachings of Tripura Rahasya. Thank you for watching this video. Namaskar, my dear friends. Thank you. Namaste.